What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to learn how to twist this Mickey candy cane wand. Yep, pretty easy to do. Let's get to it. Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Good to see your smiling faces. We're into November and it's not too early to start those Christmas designs. You feel me? All right, so you can see it's pretty easy to do. It does use a printed balloon. I'll put a link in the description below so you can definitely get your hands on those as soon as possible, maybe beat other people. Don't forget the Grouchy balloon. Actually, I should just say the Grinch style balloon, also at Lorax, and I'll put a link in the description below. If you're not in the Christmas playlist already, check that out. Show you how to use the Grinch balloon there as well. So let's talk about the balloons we're going to use to make this. You'll see it's going to be pretty easy to do, and some of them, actually I already inflated all of them. I even pre-twisted one piece of the wand already, so you just kind of already know like what to do. In addition to that though, I do have a black marker because we're going to block out that nose. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get over to the balloons we're going to use for this design. All right, so here it is, the balloons we're gonna use. I have a inflated 11-inch balloon here, and you see I have a raisin, or you can hear I have a raisin inside of it, okay? A raisin is just a piece of scrap balloon that you've tied into a couple of knots. I like to do 2 or 3, just to make sure it's nice and chunky so I can really get a hold of it when I start fishing around for it. You can use a bead if you want instead, it's up to you, okay? So aside from that, I have a red balloon that I've already twisted a couple loops on the top. That's gonna be part of our wand. I have the white balloon that's going to go with it, and you can see I have about, it's over like a hand's grip there. You see that? To make that happen, let me put those over to the side. Actually, I'll just put them over, just hold them over to the side. We're going to use this for the brim of the hat, and we'll use this 350 is actually going to be for the red part of the hat, okay? And last but not least, you can't have your Mickey without ears, so I'm using 2 black round balloons. They seem to work out just fine, and what I did, this is an important thing, we should just talk about it now, is okay, so first off is the size. You see I'm holding them about right there. Okay, so I just did the best I could to match them. And so what I'm doing is I tied them once here, so I just I want that to main tape its round shape. I don't want it to get, you know, mashed and end up looking like a pear or anything like that. So I went ahead and tied it there on both of them. And then I tied them in the middle there. See that? So they're joined. So they're tied once at the, you see me move my fingers here, there, near my thumbs. And then they're tied in the middle there as well, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. I just wanted to clarify that. So if you get to this part, you'll be like, why does mine look like this? Or why is it getting messed up? It's tied twice, okay? Individually on the balloon, and then the middle, they're tied there, okay? So that's, I guess, total of 3 times if you're counting it. All right, and that's pretty much everything. So to get this twisting started, let's bring that sound down. Here we go. The first thing I'm gonna go ahead and start with is the wand. So you see I already made 2 loops. They're about 3 fingers wide. I'm going to do that with my white balloon, and what we'll do is once that's done, they're going to match them and put them together, and just pick any 2, put them together. There you go. And you just want them, I like them to be alternating around. I mean, but you could do whatever you like. You could do, you know, red on one side and white on the other. Maybe it won't matter at the end, because what's important, I think, is the bottom here when you end up, you know, twirling this around. Okay. And so another alternative, you see I left bubbles at the bottom there. You could definitely just, you know, cut them off and just have strands hanging at the bottom and just trim those down, so, you know, so it'll look like you have fringe for a second, but then you can trim it down. But you see right now I have bubbles and they have fringe, and I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. Okay, I do have a cutter down on my apron there. I recommend one. If you don't have one, get yourself a cutter. There we go. Okay, so now you see I'm just rolling my hands in opposite directions, and it's causing the balloon to wind around itself, and that's all I'm doing. You need just a standard wand with 2 colors. All right, I'm gonna go back down the other way or up the other way just to make sure it's nice and secure. And golly, that balloon was so loud when I was doing that. Super squeaky. Good thing the sound is down on this one. Alrighty, so now that that's done, we can go ahead and start working on putting the Mickey head together here, okay? So right now I'm just fishing around for that raisin, and it's gonna take me a couple tries here, but you know, you'll start to hear it, or that time I felt it. Ah, gotcha. And you can actually, once you get it, you can actually move it around like a little bit. You gotta be a little delicate, but something I didn't talk about is I left a little bit of a tail on the 350, and so I'm gonna go around a couple times to really secure that raisin, and I leave myself plenty of room so I can actually tie that 350 right, so it actually is secured and really, really stays, okay? There we go. So you can see it's really staying on there, and I had that big hunk of balloon and not taking any chances. And for the brim, I'm just gonna roll about a 2-finger bubble, and I'm just gonna go right back around to that segment. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a loop around the base of that 350. And you see I have my bubble on the back there, so just you know, go around a few times, break off your excess, and make sure you leave yourself a little bit of a tail because you want to push that down into the crease there so you don't lose it, right? And now I'm just going to fold over my 350 so we get our hat, and it's going to twist in right at that same bubble, you know, because there's always like a little pom-pom left on a you know, on a Santa type hat. Okay, there we go. And again, leaving a tail on there so that way I can you know, secure it, not have to tie it. I could tuck it in that crease there. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it for the hat. Hopefully this is going good for you, not taking too long. And I found, you know, I used to pinch twist that part of the hat, but not anymore. I just leave a bubble on the end there and it works out just fine. Never had anybody come back and say, hey, I don't like that fringe or that little, you know, pimple on the end there. Can you please get rid of that? No one even cares. They just know that they like their balloon and they're happy. All right, so I've secured that to the wand. Now we're just missing the ears. So all I'm gonna do is I hold it over here behind. You could do however you want. I just hold it over here behind the pom-pom, and I roll the other ear around the front. And now you just adjust them so they look right, and friction's gonna hold them in place, so you don't have to worry about that. Alrighty, so just mess with it until it looks good to you. You can see I'm adjusting it, and it comes out just fine. What a little cutie. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Now the last part, and that is we're just gonna block the nose, and that's it. So one thing also to remember when you're inflating this balloon, because it's an 11-inch, you can definitely even underinflate it, and that's cool because that definitely brings down the chances of it popping on you because we're putting the raisin in there. So make sure you give it a squish so you bring this ink out, okay? You definitely want them to expand, otherwise the face will seem small, and you don't want that, okay? So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna continue, look, these lines right here kind of indicate where the nose ends for the monkey face. I'm gonna keep them going so they connect all the way across. Let me hold that up so you can see. There you go. And now I'm just gonna fill that in. And you might have to go over it, you know, a couple times to really, you know, color this over. You know, one thing to consider is either maybe do, you know, maybe a sticker if you want to do that. But if it doesn't matter to you, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think people know right away who it's supposed to be. But another thing too is you maybe, because I'm using a black marker there, maybe you try a pink marker like a black Eddings. Maybe that'll work too. So consider it. But you can see, pretty easy to do, and this is a good basis for if you want to do like the rest of the body normal. But I thought, you know, as we get close to December, that this is going to be appropriate for that time. So anyway, thank you very much for hanging out. Don't forget you can support the channel at patreon.com/JLoMagic, JLOMAGIC. There we go. I think I got that right. Don't forget to follow the channel. Don't forget to give a big like to this video if you really liked it. There you go. Comment down below. Tell me if you like it. Say, hey man, you got any more Christmas stuff that you're going to be sharing? And I may do so. Actually, I think I'm behind on a couple of things that I was supposed to make as far as prints go, and so I'll be looking to get into that as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace, everybody. Happy twisting. Bye.